Hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar, and welcome back to another live stream. This one's probably going to be somewhat short. I just wanted to kind of pop on real quick to do something because um, now that Thanksgiving's over, it's time to start thinking about the holidays. And personally, I've got to come up with quite a few Christmas presents in a short amount of time. I have some ideas for some stuff, but I want to kind of come up with a I wanted to do something DIY as well as kind of like a consistent gift across people, and so I've been trying to come up with what's the best thing to do. I have done crochet in the past. I don't know why I got into it initially. It was just something to do, but you know, I'll show some stuff that I have. I kind of pulled some stuff out, and then I thought about it, and I was like, crocheting actually on stream, it's kind of boring. Obviously, I'll talk to chat and stuff if I do decide to do some of it on stream. But today I'm trying to just come up with ideas mostly. Um, so I'm gonna be taking a look at a few things. I'll show some stuff that I've done before. Here's one thing, just because it's at the top of my bag of stuff. I was trying to make a blanket, and then I realized after I made this, I was like, gonna take like so much, probably like 60 to 80 bucks worth of yarn, even though it is like the larger yarn. So I was like, so it kind of works as like a bit of a, like, it's kind of like a runner right now. It's still kind of a thin runner though, so I want to make it a little bit wider, and then it can just kind of be a blanket runner. Crochet Cool Kid Club, so true. Um, but and then I've done, these were a project I started that I didn't finish. Ooh, oh no. Oh, there they are. I was doing two halves of a blanket, and then I was gonna connect them. I just did them like separately because I didn't want to hold a big piece, and then I was just gonna connect them, and maybe I could do two different colors and maybe do it kind of almost checkered. But it was like a baby blanket I was working on. But um, I guess that was kind of the main reason I started. Was I have a niece, and when she was born, we wanted to get her a gift, and so I made her this. I'll show you. I made a I sound a little quiet. Is it just because I'm facing this way? Turn me up. Turn me up in your headphones. Hey, turn me up. Turn me up. I just don't want to be peaking because sometimes I get a little loud and then I end up peaking. But I also feel like sometimes the microphone. Ooh, I feel like sometimes the microphone also doesn't. I know it's facing this way, so if I face this way, it'll definitely come through louder. But also, I feel like the settings are not always up to me. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, I got that cranked too. Crazy. I don't have room on my desk. And the type of mic, it's like it would block everything if I had it right up against me. Yeah, I don't want you guys to hear slurping. Who wants to hear slurping? Would that be a better alternative? It sounds like I'm in the room, but just across the room. I'm just a little bit over there, you know? But it is what it is. But this is something I did for my niece when she was born. I made her a teddy bear. It does bug me. One of the arms is longer than the other. Hopefully, over time, it'll kind of just it'll get a little worn out and you won't notice as much. But I only noticed after I was done, and I was like, wow. I'm bad at keeping track of especially with this one with the colors. With all the different colors, I thought it would be easier to keep track of the like how many loops I was doing. It did not make it easier. But I'm not terrible at crochet, you know. I've tried to do a few things. But that's why I'm trying to think of something that's kind of like simplistic, but also cool and interesting. So that's what I'm trying to look at now. But yeah. I don't remember if we gave it eyes. I think we did. I think we gave it X's for eyes. Honestly, some buttons would work on a teddy like this though. But yes. What I've been looking at is I've been thinking maybe doing hand puppets would be cool. Like let's see if they show it in the end. Like I'm thinking of maybe taking something like this and then kind of like personalizing them each for each person that I make them for, and specifically doing this for, like, you know, to be like, this is your specific doll. I made this for you. It's a cool little puppet, but it's also because there's a little baby that you can use. You can play with her. Something like that, maybe. I don't know for sure though. I'm also thinking of maybe doing like some mittens for some people. Maybe try and do like some earmuffs. See if we can do that. Also a possible option. The problem is with crochet, especially with where I live, if you make something that's like a clothing item, by the time they get it, like on Christmas, they could probably wear it for maybe like a few months, maybe 2 months before it starts warming up again. And then it's not like it's hot, but it's just too hot to be wearing like something dense. So I think like doing some figures or some, you know, something like this might be a little bit more interesting, but this is also, like I was saying, doing this maybe like as like a secondary item, kind of have a do a few gifts. The season of giving, you know. But yeah, I honestly didn't know what to do for this stream. It was kind of just a quick one that I threw together. I was like, I for some reason when they didn't do the stream yesterday, I thought today was going to be like a necessary day to stream because I do freelance stuff, so sometimes my days get all mixed together. Um, but for some reason, I was thinking that today was a day of the week. Maybe it's also because Thanksgiving threw me off a little bit because that was like a day off. I don't know. The days go by, but I I wanted to do a stream today, and obviously there's some stuff I could talk about. There's some videos I could watch and stuff like that. But I wanted to do something a little more chill, um, because I've also just been watching the video that I made. Been trying to watch the views on that. It's doing all right. If you haven't checked it out already, please do so. It's at like 600 views. Um, it's got almost 100 likes, 95 likes already. Pretty good. It's been up for 24 hours, I think, now. Independent Contractor Cool Kid Club. Thanks so much. I honestly threw the video together a bit. Crochet capybaras with LED lights for Christmas. I have seen those before. Because I had another video I wanted to get done this month, but I'm gonna work on it like through next month, and I don't know if it'll be the video I post next month. Because I'm trying to get like at least one written video done, but then I also need to start clipping my own stuff more. Even if it's short segments. There's a few segments that I've tried to clip up, but then I get discouraged. But I need to not. I need to just get on the grind, you know? Get on the grindstone.
Welcome.
This one doesn't see. You could sell this as either a capybara or like a pug. This looks like the "wash my belly" meme. Or I guess it's a classic right here.
And Pebble. Wash my belly. Wash my belly.
Oh, music. I think you get it. They all have music. Nice. That there must be an original audio though, because they all have different music.
I am Pibble.
Okay, this is just stupid now. Oh. Sorry, that's from earlier. This was the main reason I was thinking about doing these puppets though, because I was thinking about making myself this one. I want to make myself Kermit the Frog. And I saw someone had a tutorial, because obviously I could just take these and then just basically repurpose this, do different colored yarn, and then you could like replace the spines on the back with like do hair, turn it into like a horse or something, and do like a slightly different top piece. Like you could change stuff up a bit, change the eyes up and change the back, change the teeth, keep the teeth, remove the teeth, add just teeth in the front. Jules is a puppet master, a master of puppets, if you would. Is that Metallica, right? I haven't. That is Metallica, right? It is, okay. I haven't listened to Metallica in a long time. See, I always wonder, because obviously some bands will always be popular. Like, they'll be staples of the genre. But, yeah, see, 31 million monthly listeners on Spotify. I do like to check it sometimes, though, because sometimes it is a lot lower than you'd expect. Like, when there's a famous person that has less than 1 million monthly listeners, it makes you wonder. It really does. We love some good puppeteering, don't we? Some classic puppeteering. Ooh, I do want to share this, though. See, we always got to share some good Instagrams. I just saw this a little bit earlier. Oh, give me a sec. Oh. Gosh, darn it. I love to put together my Instagram posts to show off during the week. But I just saw this with Steiny. Being Steiny as usual. Sorry, like I said, this is kind of a relaxed stream. Not doing too much. Metallica isn't as good as Megadeth, not by a mile. See, I don't know. I haven't listened to much Megadeth at all. My dad's a big metal guy. But I honestly, he listens to more obscure stuff. Like, I can't even name any off the top of my head. He goes to like, I think he likes more obscure bands because then he can go to cheaper shows. You know what I mean? Like, how much are Metallica tickets? Let's see. $90, 120. Yeah, I ain't doing that. $90 for like nosebleeds. But when you can find a nice band and pay like $20, some good stuff. But first of all, Patrick Bateman at Bateman Clips. This is just such a funny. What do you mean, Bateman Clips? Oh, that's not what I meant to open. Why are these are also just like, I guess they're probably different instances from the podcast, but I don't think so. This is the exact same frame.
Me and you sitting
No,
here.
it is. Why are you reposting the same clip over and over again? Hey, it works. There's no way these are botted. No way. Imagine following some account like this and then all of a sudden your feed is flooded with the same video over and over again. Yeah, damn, general admission for Metallica last time they were in LA was like 500. It depends on the section, obviously. There were some that were 500. But yeah, I obviously is going to be more depending on where you're at. But here's Steiny embarrassing himself like always.
Me.
I don't know why I thought this is clipped weird. Why is that such a long intro? It's like a long bit of silence.
Me and you sitting here. I know your boyfriend's right there, but like I can feel we have some sort of connection, and I think that there is like a line
So what the
of
fuck
like.
do you mean by that?
No, like there's.
Just started destroying him immediately. I don't know anything about her, but this was so funny. I mean, I think at this point, I'm sorry, I'm a Steiny and a Bradley Martin hater. Bradley Martin is having fucking Nick Fuentes back on his podcast. Disgusting. And he put on Twitter. What questions do you want me to ask? Did you do any research on your own, or are you just going to be like, so they want to know what favorite fast food chain you go to, and then I'm going to be like, oh, you like fast food, dude? That's not good. You need to work out. What are Bradley's podcasts at this point? I feel like he just sits there, lets the person talk, and goes. He also always sits like this. She uses her little bro for pushing her OF. Terrible. Okay, that's why we can't try and turn people into heroes. Try and turn people into act like every good moment is somebody shy. Like they say, a broken clock is right twice a day. I forget where I heard it was on some show, I think, but it was a great quote. You know what they say? A clock's broken twice, sometimes three, or a broken clock is right twice, sometimes three times a day. And that one got me. That was pretty good. Yeah, they're all just about the views. They don't care. I do just think this is so funny. This like I don't know what Steiny is just trying to say here. I know your boyfriend's right here, but like we want to fuck each other, right? Like I feel like that's really what he's trying to say. Like, I can help you with your OnlyFans. What's wrong with that? It's all business, bro. It's all business. What, I'm just trying to do business with your girl, dog.
Like me and you sitting here. I know your boyfriend's right there, but like I can feel we have some sort of connection, and I think that there is like a line of like.
So what the fuck do you mean by that?
No, like there's a line of like. I'm not just gonna get in.
No,
the
but
line.
what like let's revisit that statement that you just made right here in front of everybody and in front of my boyfriend. What do you mean by that?
Like
I want you to repeat that and listen to yourself. Say it again.
No, like there's this. You feel the tension.
No, say exactly what you just said.
Don't you feel it? I wish he would have just like every one of these statements is terrible. He doesn't need to restate it. He just keeps digging the hole deeper. Don't you feel it? The air in the room.
Okay, so I don't want to just
stream today. Woohoo! Thanks for stopping in.
get in line to just sleep with some random.
No,
shit. I
you
want to
said-
have that connection with somebody, and I feel it like we have right now.
What kind of
You got to be specific. Come on.
connection do you feel we have right now? Please elaborate on that sort
Just
of
like
connection that you
we've
feel.
been friends, and like
We've been friends.
Who knows
Yes,
where it
that's
could go?
it.
Who knows where it could go?
No, I literally want you to like overly explain that.
You don't feel it?
I don't know if it's like just every guy needs to hear it or how many guys need to hear it, but you like here's something I've been trying to explain to my friends that like don't have girlfriends. It's not about trying to get with every girl. You get better at communicating by talking to people and having these good interactions with people. You know, you become like better interpersonally. And I think that the problem is then you putting some level of expectation on top of some like just generally good interaction, because we have good interactions all the time. Like, and you can have good like, and you have to realize that most of those interactions are platonic and are meant to remain platonic. What is he trying to say? He's trying to say that not only does he want to have sex, she wants to have sex too, because they're friends, but who knows where it could go. Speaking of phrasing, whenever I hear the phrase, the straw that broke the camel's toe, I always complete the phrase with that. I don't do it on purpose, though. Hey, it works, though, because it's kind of like it doesn't need to be a camel, right? You could have put any kind of pack animal there. I guess it's just the origin, right? But I do think that too many, and I think that it does, you know, I don't want to give all the hate to men, because it does happen with women too, because there are some women that, I think the problem is that a lot of the time the women that have this issue end up running into guys that are just, they're down anyways. So it ends up like not being as much of an issue in the actual interaction. But I do think that what you need to do is, if you aren't like able to connect with people and start like form more meaningful relationships, you need to interact with people without the like purpose of trying to create some deeper connection. You just get better at talking to people. You go, oh, that was a really nice night, and not expect anything like from the interactions that you've had, because then that usually draws the people that are actually more interested in those interactions and like in furthering that kind of you know, that kind of intimacy. Hello, welcome in. But what do I know? This is Steiny. This is the Steiny. This is the Steinberg.
No.
Like, me and you sitting here, I know your boyfriend's right there, but like I can feel we have some sort of connection, and I think that there is like a
Well, so
line
what the
of
fuck
like,
do you mean by that?
I would like to see, I mean, I don't really care enough to look, but I would like to know the type of interaction they were having before this, because even if she was like laughing at his jokes for, you know, his jokes that weren't funny and whatever, that's just called being like, I mean, there's also like a level of putting on like a performance for the camera, right? Like you want to see him like a good conversationalist, so you're going to like, you're not going to try and be as abrasive as you might actually be to like the person that you're talking to in like a one-on-one without a camera or a microphone. Yeah, he really said, I know your boyfriend's right there. That is the craziest part. And I think that, I don't know if that was the boyfriend or if that was like co-host or something, but the guy off to the side was just like, yeah, and you're just friends. Yeah, there does not look like any connection based on this clip. I mean, based on this alone, right? Like body language analysis, he's leaned in, he's invested. She is not. She has straight posture, but she also has closed stance. She's closed herself off. Obviously, like if she's wearing a skirt or something, this makes sense. But the hands on the knees, then also like just the positioning is all very much like shutting herself away from Steiny while being positioned directed towards him to remain a confident demeanor. Good, it's a hot day today. How about you? I read that as hot dog in my head the first time. I don't know how hot it is today, to be completely honest. Weather today. I know it's colder, chillier, at least by comparison. Chilly for me is Fahrenheit first, 70 Fahrenheit, 21 Celsius. And that's like a somewhat chilly day. It's not chilly, like I'll probably go for like a jog and shorts and a t-shirt. But if I was gonna go out for the day, I'd probably put on like a flannel or something, you know. 70's all right. 70 is once it starts getting cold, I think. I think once you're up in like 77, once you're close to 80, you start feeling it. You really do. But yeah. Remember when Steiny was on the show with his then girlfriend, he talked about her so oddly. Do you remember how Steiny had his girlfriend there, didn't introduce her to anybody, and then also kept hitting on Olivia and was trying to like get her to go on a date with him? Like, I think that's just like his character, I guess. But my question is, if that's just like a character he plays, right? It's like, oh, I'm always going after the girls. Oh, that's so Steiny. Does he realize that he is the butt of that joke? Because the joke isn't like, oh, dude, look at women. Oh, the good guy never gets it. It's you're a loser and can't get women. You're a loser with zero game. We're just hot dog brained. So true. Wiener's on the mind. Yeah, his GF was there during that. I remember they talked about it on a separate episode. That after the podcast was over, they had left. I remember Olivia brought it up on one of the podcasts that after the podcast was over, Steiny, they'd gone back like kind of like, you know, to the commons or whatever, and I think his girlfriend was there, and they were like, what the fuck? Yeah, and then they broke up. Or was she literally next to her? Did they just not know who she was? Did they just think she was like an assistant or something? I just assumed she was in like the kind of commons in the back. It seems separated enough that someone could be hiding back there, you know what I mean? Like, I know it's just kind of some curtains by the looks of it, but if there's just a clip of like of him hitting on Olivia and then her sitting right there, it'd be like, bruh. I guess she didn't like that. Probably not. If I had to guess, I probably wouldn't appreciate it very much. Because again, it's like I forget why. I don't forget. I think people forget why things are disrespectful. Like somebody goes, "Oh yeah, that's disrespectful," or like somebody like Steiny might understand that it's wrong, but maybe he doesn't understand why it's wrong or something. Like maybe he understands that something is a joke, but he doesn't understand why people might find it funny, or like I think Steiny's just a little stupid, maybe. But I don't think I had anything else from Instagram really. I always just have funny little tings, you know? Funny little tings I be finding. What is that? Oh. No, I'll save this one for tomorrow, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna save those ones for tomorrow. Those are all good ones. Oops, sorry. But back to looking at Christmas. See, the main reason is I do want to do a Kermit one though. These mice crochet puppets also seemed interesting. Same principle, But then I liked that they kind of had, this one does 3 separate ones, I'm guessing, because it says Crochet Puppets, Scrappy, Nibbles, and Patches, and it looks like they do different ear types, which could help in trying to make different iterations of the first puppet style, which I think is interesting. Are we crocheting a teeny tiny steiny keychain for my bag? I just got there. I don't know if we can get yarn small enough. Pull up that photo, please, of Steiny in the mirror. Let me see if it comes up. Yep, there it is. If you literally Google Steiny in the mirror, it's the first thing that comes up. You know what's funny? I knew a girl in high school that would post photos like this every single day. And, and she'd call them her look back at it photos. He's just got to show the goods. I really liked his explanation too. Didn't Steiny just say that I was just sending it to one of my boys? Crocheting puppets fits perfectly in my niche special interests. That is a cursed pick. So true. See, I'm still trying to decide on, like, what to do, though. That's the problem. Because obviously I could do mittens. That would be easy. Can you do... I wonder if people do this. Crochet. Really? That could be kind of funny. Do some crochet koozies. That's a good stocking stuffer. A crochet koozie. That's really simplistic too. I could probably literally turn these. Ooh, wrong one. I could probably literally turn this into a koozie. I might need to undo some. I don't know though. Maybe. Do it for tall boys. The tall boys koozie. It's for seltzers. What's the problem? I just have so much yarn. I need to figure out what colors I'm using too. Because that's why I kind of wanted to look through different styles of stuff. Unfortunately, Steiny is hilarious. See, that's the biggest issue is see, and like that's like a a much worse individual, but that's kind of the problem with Nick Fuentes is I don't find his like racist humor funny or anything, but there are instances where he's quick-witted and can be clever, and that's why Bradley Martin having him like, let's see, did it come out or did he just film it? Did he like just film it? Bradley Martin. I realized this wasn't his podcast. His podcast is Raw Talk. Crazy title, by the way. Crazy crazy name for a podcast. Raw Talk. We're doing it raw. But yeah, last month he had Sneeko on. Sneeko, Myron Gaines, Dave Smith. Yeah, I'm like, okay, bro, if you want to be like, oh, I like having conversations with different types of people, you're having them like repeat guests in the like over the course of a few months, like 4 months, and you're having Sneeko return. When was Nick Fuentes on? I know it wasn't. It was within the last year, and it's like, what other shit does he have to say at this point? Does that one get taken down or something? What? Why can't I find it? Let me just search it, I guess. Nick. Yeah, it's 4 months ago. I must have just went right past it. Yeah, there he is. Nick Fuentes. Yeah, literally, like, come on, man. You went Sneeko, Fuentes, Sneeko, Myron. I'm going Fuentes again. Like, I can't anymore. Is this stream title a lore drop that Captain can crochet? Yes, I can crochet. I was showing off an item I did earlier. I did this for my niece when she was born. I'm a little upset that the arms aren't the right length. They're a little bit, this one's a little bit longer than this one. But overall, it's pretty consistent. Looks pretty good. I'm pretty sure we added eyes. And then I did a second one, which was half red, half white. So it was like a red face, half white face. And then red arm, red leg, white arm, white leg. But then the body had like the spiral pattern. So then it was like a, just because it wasn't even necessarily intentional. It was just the way that the crocheting happened created the spiraled pattern, which came out good. The space is full of desperate clout hunger. Desperate clout hunger. Oh my god, desperate clout hungry losers. Sorry, it wasn't that you just did did hunger there. I also just kept fucking that up. H3 only people. H3 only people that see. H3 are the only people that seem to have actual principles. So true, Rum Tum Tugger. I saw my baby blanket that my aunt crocheted. Yeah, with that teddy bear, I did a. It was that teddy bear and a blanket together of the same yarn. I think I still have some of it. Yeah, see, I still have this little bunch. That was like the rest of it. There might be a little bit more in like tiny little crochet balls, but I was like, I'll just keep it as extra. Because what I like to do too is, I like to do when I'm doing crochet like stuffs or anything. Use crochet, like use yarn as the stuffing if you can. Obviously it becomes more expensive depending on how, like what kind of stuffing you're using or what kind of yarn you're using, but I do think that it kind of helps with the form a little bit. I don't know, to me it's, I feel like it works well. LOL, fix my typos, I'm eating and typing. It's a mental process I can't do. But yeah, I guess when this podcast drops, I'll probably look into it. I've been looking into a lot of Nick Fuentes' stuff recently because I'm working on a video about radicalism. And I feel like Nick Fuentes, I've said it before and I'll say it again, that it's like Nick Fuentes and Hassan. People like have always made the joke because of that Ad Fontes. Nick Fuentes Ad Fontes. It's coincidence? But since Hassan was opposite Alex Jones on that chart, people always make the joke that Hassan is the Alex Jones of the left. But I truly think that Hassan is the Nick Fuentes of the left. Because I don't think that Hassan has the like he's obviously becoming more popular, especially in like the younger demographic, but I still don't think that he's like in the cultural zeitgeist to the level of someone like Alex Jones. And I think Nick Fuentes is a good parallel in that way. Yeah, scrap yarn is good for that. That's why I keep all of the little bits and pieces that I have. I have a bag in there too that's just a bunch of scrap pieces. My mom actually gave me a bunch of yarn that she got because Joann's, for people that don't know, Joann's went out of business recently. Is it just Joann? Joann Fabrics. Or maybe they just closed a bunch of stores. Yeah, Joanne Fabrics is no longer in business as a standalone company. All its physical stores closed by May 31st, 2025, after the company filed for bankruptcy in January 2025. However, Michaels acquired Joanne's intellectual property and private labels in June 2025 and is resurrecting the brands like the party goods section and Big Twist Yarn within its own stores. Okay, so they're just moving stuff over to Michaels. That's good to know. But I mean, I need to stop going to Hobby Lobby. Did you guys know that they took what did they fucking take? Yeah, the Hobby Lobby smuggling scandal. Hobby Lobby chain and craft store received a large number of clay boule and tablets originating in the ancient Near East and artifacts intended for the Museum of the Bible, funded by the Evangelical Church or Evangelical Christian Green family, which owns the Hobby Lobby chain. So they just like siphoned it over. They're like, we're gonna keep these. Yeah, these cuneiform tablets. Is this shirt from Hobby Lobby too? No, it's not. This one's I don't know, probably somewhere from China. It's like falling apart. It's really sad. All of it's coming off. I bet some child probably made this. Probably did the print. Wouldn't be surprised. But Hobby Lobby is the Chick-fil-A of craft stores. I did know, isn't it Hobby Lobby that like didn't the owner think Hobby Lobby? Okay, let's look at the fact checker website. The reason Hobby Lobby doesn't use barcodes is because they're the mark of the beast. I heard this before. Is this this is fact checker? Let's see. Oh, it's false. I've been lied to. For years, claims have spread that Hobby Lobby doesn't use barcodes as in its stores because they are the biblical mark of the beast. In the book of Revelations, the mark of the beast indicates people who worship the beast, the Antichrist, and is a symbol of the opposition to God. According to dictionary.com. The company's website states, "We have considered scanning at our registers, but do not feel it's right for us at this time." Why? It's better to have all of your cashiers stand at the register and type in numbers? That shit takes forever. It's another reason that people don't like going to Hobby Lobby. Fuck all of the smuggling of Egyptian artifacts. We don't care about that. Having to wait in a line? Ugh. Hobby Lobby founder David Green wrote about why the company didn't use barcodes in a 2005 book, More Than a Hobby Lobby, How a $600 Startup Became America's Home and Craft. I've taken so much grief for not having a POS system, a piece of shit point of scale system that scans and records information from barcodes on the products, that I finally made a list of reasons why. Green wrote, "These are the reasons discussed in the book. Human beings can't read a barcode." Yeah. That's kind of the whole point, is it kind of gets rid of human error. It kind of helps, And also, when you have a barcode, you usually still get like SKU numbers and like other identifying codes. And to be like perfectly clear, your items at Hobby Lobby do sometimes have barcodes on them. You guys just don't scan them because you don't have the POS system. Mr. Beast the Antichrist, back at it again. So true. He owns Hobby Lobby. David Green, more like Jimmy Beast. A lot of our products comes from cottage industries in Asia that couldn't mark their goods with barcodes if they tried. That also could be solved by doing it in store, or that, I mean, this also tells me that a lot of the stuff is done probably through like unethical practices, probably. Like, why? What do you mean? What do you mean they couldn't? Like, I don't know. Because you have a distribution center, no? Like, these would get funneled through some kind of. None of these fucking reasons make any sense. Inventory control by computer is not as accurate as you think. Well, to be completely fair, inventory controlled by a human is completely inaccurate until someone updates it. And that's true every day, every sale, every time. Can we go through your hidden hate comments before you end the stream today? Sure, if you want. Are the hidden hate comments on the stream or on the video available for you guys to see, like through like a click to see hidden comments or something? Surprisingly enough, the videos has gotten 95 likes, but only 10 dislikes. Like considering how many comments it's gotten. But I think it's like the same few people kind of like just going crazy in the comment section, which is kind of. I mean, it's good for me. It helps increase the engagement, push it in the algorithm a bit more. I'm hoping it'll break 1,000. Fingers crossed. I got fed a video that was basically, I swear, let me see if I can pull it up. I swear I did not see this video until after I uploaded mine. Why I still watch the H3 podcast. Or I think it was something like that, right? Why is it literally why I still watch Ethan Klein? Ethan Klein. Yeah, why do I still watch Ethan Klein? This came out 6 days ago. Doing pretty good. 7.2K. But that also gives me the fear that mine's not going to get pushed in the algorithm as much, purely because it is what it is, It's like, it's not necessarily as original. Or is always my goal. But I swear, I didn't steal the idea. I was working on a separate video and then thought I still want to put something up this month, so I just threw that video together in like 3 or 4 days, I think. Yeah, I think it was like 4 days, 4 or 5 days maybe. Yeah, if you want to check my video out, it is this one. Yeah, on my channel, my most recent video. Why is anyone still an Ethan Klein fan? Whoa. In recent times, the modern philosophers of the internet have spoken out against Ethan Klein, with a common reception split up the same across the board, with confused fan bases, staunch. This made me laugh. I had to add this because I was getting B-roll clips, so I was just taking different B-roll from different videos. And I noticed this, and I was like, damn. She should really fire her editors. Like, come on now. But yes. Oh no, wait. Here, I don't have my bonks on right now. I need to turn on my soundboard. But I can use this to turn it on. Or I can use this to play one. Come on. I need to add timestamps to make it easier. You know what? It doesn't matter. Years old. I used my families at all. Before we can get there, we have to get through why and when I became an H3 fan at all. Pretty good. I needed that bonk. It was going to make me mad if I didn't get it. But sorry, I need to read through all of these Hobby Lobby things. I am actually curious about this, what all of his reasons are, and if all of them are actually this piss poor. Inventory control by a computer is not as accurate as you think. Okay, boss. Employees take more pride in their work when they know they are in charge, not some faceless machine. Well, I'd argue that employees often cut corners when they have to do stuff by hand. More things are estimated. Yeah, the bonk is at the end too. You're so right, Alex. I completely forgot about that. I did end it off with a bonk. It's always a good way to end a video off. Sorry, I need to get everything set up. There we go. There we go. And a click and a... That one's a great one. Customer service is better. How does that make any sense? Customer service is better. I'm like, how would you define this? Like, how would you measure this? Purely based on the barcode. Customer service is better. How would the barcode, like, make customer service better or worse? I mean, the ability to be able to, like, search for, search stock, like, search inventory availability, I think probably is a point towards inventory or computer-based POS systems. No way, you can't think when you're typing in numbers. So true. Yeah, but that's so true. You know, when you're typing in those numbers, you no longer feel in charge. If you don't feel like you're in charge, you no longer want to help the customer. Employees take more pride in their work. I don't think, I mean, obviously you should take pride in every piece of work that you do, but I don't know if, like, minimum waged employees need to necessarily pride their work more than others, more than other minimum waged employees. Like, I don't know, just they all do just fine. They all do just about as much as they're paid to do, to be completely honest. The time savings at checkout is minimal and easily squandered. I think that's argued by the amount of items that you have, and also, like, I mean, that's also an issue because you guys do a lot of sales all the time at Hobby Lobby, so they're constantly having to read through a booklet to see what items are on sale, what items aren't on sale. Like, I saw it once before and I was like, oh, that's how they do it. Oh. So I would not say that it's negligible, but okay. Okay. Reprogramming the computer for sales would take a huge effort in our case because we put so many individual items on sale each week. $20 million is a lot of money. Industry estimates suggest that 2025 net profit of around 60 million on an estimate annual revenue of 8 billion. So they could have, I mean, they could, in the span of a few years, with, like, it wouldn't be a huge hit. I mean, it's been many, many years that you've had this issue. Over the last 10 years, taking $1 million out of each or take sorry out of taking 2 million from your profit pool. Now that seems negligible. See, that sounds reasonable to me, the person who doesn't have $20 million. But when they got 60 million in profit in, was it, what did I read, 2025, 2024? Don't really care. Either way, I think that proves that like over like the last 10 years, they probably could have been setting up a fund or something. I say 10 years. How long has Hobby Lobby been open? Yeah, since 1972. So yeah, I think in the last 53 years, they probably could have put 20 million aside. But yes. Wait. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Sorry. Closing some stuff. There we go. There we go. Like I said, I do think this is probably going to end up being a shorter stream. I'm probably going to hop off in not too long, actually. I was wondering if I was going to actually want to do this on stream, but I think that it's going to end up just being boring. Nothing for anyone to watch. And it would make it more difficult for me to actually keep track of my my stitches. But I will keep everyone in... I will update everyone as I'm doing stuff. And maybe we will end up doing some crochet streams as I start getting into the actual projects themselves, and I can just react to videos while I'm doing crochet, and we can have a crochet club. But like Alex requested, oh, one more time, capybara. But like Alex requested, let us see these comments. Do 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 do. Oh, so you guys can't see them on your end. Okay. There's only like one hidden one, I think. If you can believe that. So let's take a look. Do 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 do. Gotta give these ones a like. That one's a good one. This person's going a little too hard. They were coming back for a minute, and they were replying to a bunch of different people too. Oh, there's all the ones I've responded to as well. But here are the ones that were held for review. This one, which is funny, it's just blocked words. I'm assuming it's just because it's a link and they don't want people linking stuff in other people's videos. We are. But they really wanted to try and link to the aim on video. It's like, this is just a fucking shit post, bro. You're literally linking to a shit post as in opposition to me being the fan. Well, other people aren't fans. Okay, dumbass. Like... But then this person posted twice. Yeah, it was the same person. Go fuck yourself. Ela Yovgalan is a good guy, Klein, and Ethan the Arabs Klein are assholes. You don't make an hour-long video dissing another YouTuber using a Holocaust and genocide of Palestinians as the backdrop unless you believe in the Zionist propaganda. Especially so when the world can see on their phone what Israelis truly are. Baby killers and colonial settlers. It's not all Clippies, but it's always a Clippy. Yeah, only good Clippy I've seen is Sem. So true. I just don't understand this either. Using a Holocaust and genocide of Palestinians as the backdrop. I'm assuming they're talking about Ethan's content nuke. This has very little to do about with my video, but I'm assuming they're just talking about the content nuke. And I mean it wasn't the backdrop. It was a focal point to the issues drawn about Hassan and his like propping up of Hamas on a in a way, trying to make his audience see Hamas as like a justifiable like means of resistance, because like sometimes violence resistance is justifiable, but the type of violence is what is in question, and that's kind of the thing, right? And also, I mean, if we want to get down to like the brass tacks of it all, I've talked about this like a bit before. I think that the main problem is people want to call um, Israel a Jewish state, and you could maybe argue that certain political goals, while not directly religiously like stated, could like it basically help those religious goals. So like the expansion into the West Bank and and like the settlements and everything, they have governmental goals, which are like they're trying, because when you have a loose like not loose border, but when you have this kind of like area that sits in the like in the like in limbo in a sense, it becomes up for grabs to other powers that want to set up in opposition to Israel. And while not okay, you can understand maybe a political positioning for that, but in it, it also fuels the hyper religious, like ultra orthodox Jewish settlers, and that is like part of the issue. But beyond that is the fact that Hamas is directly an Islamist group, that part of its like defining like goal is like this one state for and like my whole like position at this point is, I think that the main thing that needs to happen is, even if you want to keep Israel's government, whatever, the government needs to be removed out of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem needs to be like turned into some kind of like international like religious like international city type of thing, but like but since it's like the center for all Abrahamic religions, it doesn't need to be overseen by any majority. But then you could also then give like citizens in Jerusalem, you'd have to figure it out, because you'd have to either give them some kind of dual citizenship into Israel and like create some kind, you know what I mean? You'd have to figure something out in that way. But like the fight over Jerusalem has literally been the issue since like for thousands of years at this point. I think in my video, or did I add that point? I don't think I added this perspective into the video, but I think I was going to add a perspective where I said something about like it being hundreds of years, but literally like for over 1,000 years. Yeah, it's like Trump using evangelicals to get power. Yeah, exactly. It's feeding into like radical religious authoritarian thought, because I think that's what happens when you have like hyper religious views a lot of the time. But what I was going to say though is like Hamas's goal is like a one state and like a reclaiming of Jerusalem, and that like in that too. So I feel like the removal of Hamas could be probably more accessible if you like if we figure out a way to basically carve Jerusalem out of the equation entirely. But I think that in itself is probably too idealistic at this point. Because like that was part of the original the UN partition plan. That was like a part of it was to have I forget what they call it. Corpus. Yeah, corpus separatum, to have it stand as a separated body. Yeah, the 1947 United Nations proposal to make Jerusalem an internationalized city. Yeah, but then when they started, they did bad things and imposed themselves onto into Jerusalem, and then literally put their government into Jerusalem. I've been writing my script for year in review this morning. I'm excited to see that, Madman. Whenever that's done, I know I don't watch a lot of your stuff on stream, just because I think that it's good for other people to go see it in full, but then also I know like I do have to keep up with a lot of the H3 stuff, to be completely honest, so I do try and like watch everything. I do love your editing though, and so I watch it on my own, but watching it a secondary time is I'm usually watching your stuff when I'm like playing a video game or something else. But when the year in review is done, I would like to see that, because I'd like to hear some of your perspectives on just the way things have gone this year. And I do like that you've kind of been leaning into that a little bit more, making them a little bit more meaty. We like it meaty, Madman. Thanks for making content for us, guys. We fans appreciate you all, especially during break. Yeah, I'm excited for break. We got to keep the content coming. Alex, do you want to help me do some live streams, and we'll do? I mean, we could literally both stream at the same time even, and do some streams while they're on break. I could do my waiting room, and then we can go overtime into what would be the actual podcast time. But yes, don't go check out that video. Go check out my video. In recent times, the modern philosophers of the internet have spoken out against Ethan Klein. I also liked this part. Yeah, I think it was this one.
Isn't very intimidating looking, right? But he kind of...
No, not this one, sorry. It was this one.
If YouTube was a person, he would be on Dr. Phil right now, requesting help ASAP. Like, I'm pretty sure at this point in time that if YouTube turned into a person, if YouTube became the embodiment of a human being, this is what he would look like.
Filthy Frank, while I am the embodiment of YouTube. I didn't realize how quick I went to the Filthy Frank clip, though. I probably could have had me held on for longer.
YouTube became the embodiment of a human being, this is what he would look like.
Filthy Frank, while sometimes harassing people in public, tried to implement into his humor some... Honestly, this one isn't that bad. There are some way worse clips of Joji like chasing Japanese schoolgirls around and shit. Like, it's fucking crazy. And this is what I mean by like old internet was not a safe place. Whatever you do, don't forget to add fun polls. So true. I wish mods could add polls. That would make things a lot easier. Yeah, we can plan some out. I think that'd be a lot of fun. We're making it, Madman. We're making it through. And Madman, I'd love to have you on too. If you want to join the I don't know, I was trying to think of a way to work H3 into break, but it doesn't really work. But if you'd like to do some live streams too, I'd love to just have some conversations with you, even if we just like had a chat or two. Mods can only do polls if you give them insane channel permissions, LMAO. Damn true. I guess I can do that to Pink Sigils, so she can start doing some polls for me when she has the time. But yeah, this stream, like I said, was a quicker one. I think, yeah, I've only been going a little bit over an hour, but I am going to call it here. I really do appreciate everybody that stopped in. Let me see if anybody's live right now. Let me know. I'm glad some people were interested in the crochet. I was actually wondering if anybody was going to care. Nobody seems to care. How sad. No, but thank you everybody that did stop in. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I realize it is in the H3 waiting room, but this is the Saturday stream. Don't think I'm going to be streaming tomorrow, but back on Monday. So I really do appreciate everybody that stopped by. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. This is Captain Quasar signing off. I'm going to send a Papa Gut. Mudahar moving forward. The fascists want you thin. Oh, he's been going for a while. He might be done soon, but I'll send him over. Streaming on Alex's channel tomorrow.